Ali, Foreman, Mayweather. Boxing's history books are littered with names that transcend generations or sport itself. Not everyone can become a legend, and sometimes greatness isn't enough. But there's a wave of young fighters who are well on their way to becoming a part of the conversation. From somewhat unknown names to undisputed champions, the 2022 youth movement is here and here to stay. Here are boxing's top 25 under 25 as of June 1st, 2022. Nico Ali Walsh. Heavy is the head forced to wear the crown, but heavier still is the kid forced to wear the mantle of Muhammad Ali's heir. This is the challenge faced by Nico Ali Walsh, and while the boxing world will no doubt hold him to a lofty standard, his 6-0 career start is a promising sign for the 21-year-old middleweight. Nikita Abali. At 23 years of age, Nikita White Chocolate Ababi is on the fast track to boxing supremacy. Currently holding a 12-0 professional record, the middleweight is still yet to meet his match. And with the backing of super promoter Eddie Hearn, the American stock is rapidly rising. Ellie Scott. The current owner of the WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight title, Scotty has been making waves since 2017 when she won the ABA Championship. With her sights now set on Ebony Bridges and the IBF Bantamweight title, Scotty is one of the top fighters to keep an eye on. Amari Jones. Amari Jones may be more towards the start of his career than others listed here, but there's no debate that he has the makings of a true superstar. Currently working with newly minted unanimous champion Devin Haney and his team, Jones has all the right tools to be a force at super welterweight. It's just a matter of putting them all together. Duke Reagan. Only 2 years into his professional career, Duke Reagan is already making a name for himself as one of the most exciting young fighters. A 2020 Olympic silver medalist, Reagan has fought and won 7 times since turning pro, and it appears that he's just getting started. Mark Castro. Before turning pro in 2020, Mark Castro had won 177 amateur fights, and he's won 7 pro fights since. At only 22 years old, Castro has already claimed 5 victories via knockout, and he's clearly one of the most dangerous men in the super featherweight division. Michel Rivera. At 24 years old, Michel Rivera has as many wins as years on the planet, currently 23-0 and a threatening presence at lightweight. The current owner of the IBF USBA lightweight title, 14 of Rivera's wins have come via knockout, giving credence to his wishes to be nicknamed Ali. Diego Pacheco. One of the most dangerous up-and-coming fighters, Diego Pacheco has knocked out 79% of the fighters he's ever faced, notching up 12 KOs with a 15-0 record. Pacheco is already used to being on top, having won 8 national championships, so it only seems like a matter of when, not if, he will claim a championship belt. David Morrell Jr. With 6 knockouts and 7 wins to start his career, David Morrell Jr. has made the most of his introduction to the pro ranks. Currently holding the WBA super middleweight title, the 24-year-old Cuban is here to stay. Charles Conwell. The first fighter on this list to hold multiple belts, Charles Conwell is the holder of the IBF USBA and WBC USNBC junior middleweight titles. At 24 years old, Conwell has a record of 17-0, with 13 of his wins coming via knockout. Keyshawn Davis. Another fighter early into his career, Keyshawn Davis made his debut in 2021 and is yet to lose any of his 5 fights, 4 of those wins coming via knockout. While slightly less proven than some others, Davis is picked based on projection, with experts certain that he has everything needed to become an all-time great. Brandon Lee. The IBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight title holder Brandon Lee has won 26 straight fights at light welterweight, an impressive achievement for the 23-year-old. Aside from his title, Lee has raked in the accomplishments during his young career, including being named the Ring Magazine Prospect of the Year. Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian Fundora is the first fighter with a loss to feature on this list, but it's what he's done with the fights he's won that get him the 13th spot. The interim WBC light middleweight title holder, Fundora's 13 knockout wins are evidence that he's one of the world's most exciting young boxers. Xander Zayas. Here are some facts. Xander Zayas is 19 years old. He's won 14 fights as a light middleweight. He's a 2-time USA Boxing National Champion. He may not have a title yet, but for Xander Zayas, you can guarantee that there will be one in the not too distant future. Jared Anderson. It's hard enough to win one fight at heavyweight, but in 2021, Jared Anderson won 4 of them, flashing phenomenal power, leaving some to call him the next Deontay Wilder. With 10 of his 11 fights not making it out of the 4th round, Anderson is already highly touted. So much so that he's a sparring partner of Tyson Fury. Daniel Dubois. The next in the prestigious British heavyweight lineage of fighters such as Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois has already made a strong impact as the current holder of the interim WBA heavyweight title. Nicknamed Dynamite, Dubois won 18 fights, 17 by knockout, and at 24 years old, he's only going to continue to improve. Junto Nakatani. Only 24 years old, Junto Nakatani made his professional debut 7 years ago and has already gone on to claim and defend the WBO flyweight title. Already a dominant force in the division, the flyweights of the world will have a lot to contend with as Nakatani continues to grow, evolve, and defend his title. Jesse Rodriguez. Jesse Rodriguez is considered something of a Cinderella story in boxing, but there's nothing made up about his electric record, a perfect 16-0, with a WBC super flyweight strap to go with it. At 22, Rodriguez is just scratching the surface of the boxer that he can become. Mauricio Lara. It might seem that Mauricio Lara has come out of nowhere, but a 24-win career to date is evidence that he's put in the hard yards. Currently the 7th-ranked featherweight, Lara has seemingly limitless potential that could see him quickly climb up that list. Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia's only been a professional fighter for 6 years, but that's been more than enough time for the 23-year-old to win 23 straight fights, picking up the interim WBC lightweight title along the way. One of the most well-known names in modern boxing, including his 8.9 million Instagram followers, Garcia could very easily be boxing's next big thing. Virgil Ortiz Jr. Since Virgil Ortiz Jr. turned pro in 2016, he hasn't just been beating them, he's been destroying them. All 19 victories coming by knockout, and all before the 9th round. Currently holding the WBO International Welterweight title, Ortiz Jr. is one of the scariest boxers on the planet, and at 24, it seems he has nowhere to go but up. Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis is a 24-year-old and has a record of 29-0 with 1 no contest. If that sentence isn't enough to impress you, then you may be a lost cause, as Ennis boasts one of boxing's most unbelievable resumes. If you remove the no contests, you would see that Ennis is currently riding a 19-fight knockout streak, showing the true power that he possesses. Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez might have felt like he was on a cold streak after his loss to George Kambosos Jr., but that didn't last long, taking down Pedro Campa and proving he's still one of the biggest names in boxing at only 25 years old. Lopez held the IBF, WBA, WBO, and the Ring lightweight titles all before 25, an incredible feat that means expectations for the American will remain sky high. Shakur Stevenson. At 24 years old, Shakur Stevenson has already put together 18 straight wins, claimed the WBO featherweight title, WBO, WBC, and the Ring super featherweight titles, and cemented his place as one of the faces of boxing. Unlike most on this list, Stevenson's calling card is his defense, an impenetrable force that no fighter has figured out yet, and one skill that will keep him in the best of boxing discussion for a long time to come. Devin Haney. It should come as no surprise that Devin Haney takes the top spot after becoming the undisputed lightweight champion at just 23 years old this year. Haney looks borderline unstoppable, having won 28 straight fights and showing the world that the dream was a reality and that he is indeed one of the best boxers on the planet.